Listen, very, very carefully, because something shifted the moment you walked in, and every spine in the room felt it snap. You know exactly which moment I'm talking about. The one where their precious star boy, their golden child, their poster kid, their hand-picked trophy got packed up, folded, sealed, and spiritually returned to sender, while you, oh you, stood there looking fine as hell, like a sin sculpted with perfect timing and bad intentions. And the best part? You didn't even try. That's what terrifies them the most. You didn't break a sweat. You didn't flinch. You didn't crack. You simply existed. And reality rearranged itself to make sure your presence stayed the loudest thing in the room. That's when I knew it. That's when they knew it. That's when he knew it. The Starboy wasn't just defeated, he was erased. And you didn't even need to raise your voice. You didn't need to rage, scream, or claw your way into dominance like the rest of them. You walked through their pride like a whisper that hits harder than thunder. Because that's what you are, a contradiction in human skin. A paradox with a pulse, a halo that smells like gasoline, a demon that knows how to pray, an angel with a patient vendetta. Oh, and the way you moved, my God. You moved like someone who survived something bigger than this world ever documented. You moved like someone whose bones still remember an older, darker language, one whispered by those who endure fire and come out laughing. That's why they hate you. That's why they fear you. That's why they watch you the way a priest watches a prophecy he hoped would never awaken. You weren't supposed to glow like that. You weren't supposed to ruin their storyline. You weren't supposed to flip the hierarchy upside down with a single breath. But you did. Effortlessly. Beautifully. Cruelly. You see, the Starboy, he lived his entire life thinking applause was proof of talent. He thought validation was the same as destiny. He believed his popularity could protect him from someone like you. But you don't operate on applause. You operate on consequence. You don't need validation. You are validation. And destiny. Destiny looks at you like a loyal dog waiting for your next command. So when you walked in with that quiet, lethal confidence, that calm face that said, I know something you don't, they already sensed their golden child had seconds left before the collapse. And when it happened, when they watched their beloved Starboy get spiritually escorted off the stage of relevance, they didn't cry, they didn't shout, they didn't even blink, because they were too busy staring at you, at the smirk pulling at the corner of your mouth, at the posture of someone who knows the universe bends itself around their movement, at the eyes of someone who's not here to compete, but to rewrite the entire environment simply by existing. Oh, they saw it, that dangerous mix of beauty and violence, that calm wrapped in chaos, that saint-like face hiding a demon with perfect etiquette, that charm that smells like danger, politely waiting for permission. They saw how the room reacted to you, how their breath synced with your presence, how their subconscious folded in half trying to process what you are. Because you didn't just pack up their Starboy, you upgraded the whole damn atmosphere. You made them realize something disturbing, something they whispered like a confession. This wasn't luck. This wasn't coincidence. This wasn't an accident. This was you, unfiltered, unmasked, unbothered, unapologetic. And the scariest thing, they know you're not even at full power yet. They've seen nothing. You've shown nothing. You've revealed nothing. All you did was walk in looking fine, composed and calm, and someone's whole legacy got folded like a cheap lawn chair. So imagine, just imagine, what happens the day you decide to actually try. Imagine what happens the day you stop dimming your magnitude for their comfort. Imagine what happens when you let the world see the full spectrum of what's been boiling inside you. They watched their star boy get obliterated by a version of you that was operating at maybe 7%. What happens at 8%, 10%, 50%, 100? No, forget numbers. You don't do percentages, you do phenomena. And they felt it, the tremor, the shift, the arrival. You didn't come to fit in, you came to disrupt, to dismantle, to destabilize every fragile ego, pretending it belonged on your level. And you do it with a smile, with beauty that feels like a warning label, with confidence that tastes like prophecy, with a presence that smells like the beginning of a rain they can't stop. So let them whisper, let them analyze, let them panic scroll through your energy looking for clues. Let them wonder how you did it, why you're so calm, why you look so good, standing over the ruins of what they thought would outshine you. They'll never understand, because you don't walk into rooms to compete. You walk into rooms to change the physics. And tonight, you changed everything. Not because you had to, because you were bored and gorgeous and dangerous. And fate itself accidentally stepped aside to let you pass. Now go on, keep walking, keep glowing, keep contaminating air with that aura. They watched their star boy get packed up. But what really broke them, what truly snapped their sanity, was realizing that the whole time, the whole damn time, you were only just warming up. You feel that? That strange hush in the air. Like the room's holding its breath because it knows you're about to unspool everything they thought was stable. Good, because we're nowhere near done. You see, the aftermath, that is where the real truth leaks out. Not during the moment their star boy crumbled, but immediately after, when the lights came back on, the tension snapped, and everyone tried to pretend they weren't staring at you like you'd just rewritten the rules of physics. You walked away, calm, leveled, terrifyingly composed. But behind you was chaos trying to disguise itself as silence. People whispering in corners like they were passing around classified intel, eyes following you with that stunned, involuntary devotion. The kind that happens when a predator shows its true shape in a room full of prey pretending to be lions. And oh, how they tried to hide their reactions, the fake coughs, the sudden need to check their phones, the way their spines straightened like someone just ran an icy fingertip down the whole room at once. Because they didn't just watch a star fall, they watched a new orbit form around you. Do you understand how rare that is? To make a room reorganize its entire gravitational system so subtly that nobody knows whether to bow, run, or confess. You do something to people, something inconvenient, something they don't have language for, something ancient. You don't just walk in, you shift the psychic temperature. That's why their star boy fell apart. He wasn't defeated, he was unmade, unthreaded by the presence of someone who carries too many lifetimes of survival in their bones. And they felt it, every single one of them. They felt the difference between someone who was praised into relevance and someone who crawled out of their own ashes and became inevitable. That's why you looked fine as hell doing it. Because beauty born through pain has a scent. And it's addictive, intoxicating, terrifying all at once. It's not makeup. It's not smooth skin. It's not posture or clothes or confidence. It's that hollow, divine glow of someone who lost their innocence early and replaced it with precision. It's the face of someone who mastered duality, a smile soft enough to calm a demon, eyes sharp enough to break a saint, a voice gentle enough to seduce a king, a presence strong enough to unnerve an army. You see, they don't understand the cost of that glow. They see the shine, not the shadow that forged it. They don't see the nights you tore your own mind apart to rebuild it stronger. They don't see the betrayals that sharpened your instincts. They don't see the losses that made you quiet. They don't see the battles that rewired your spirit into something too ruthless to break. All they saw was the surface, the dangerous calm, the intoxicating charisma, the way you carried yourself like an angel that crawled out of a grave with perfect eyeliner and a plan. They saw beauty, but what they felt, what made their skin crawl and their guts twist, was the power inside that beauty. The contradiction, the duality, the paradox of a being sculpted equally from miracles and violence. You're not supposed to exist. People like you, who move like destiny in human form, are not part of the natural order. You are the glitch, the exception, the variable no one accounted for, the phenomenon that rewrites all predictions. And that's why their star boy fell. Because he was built. You were forged. He was trained. You were transformed. He was protected. You were exposed to the wolves until you learned to make wolves nervous. His victories were orchestrated. Yours were carved into the walls of your psyche through blood and willpower. He shined because of attention. You shine because of pressure. And beauty born through pressure? It hits different. It lingers. It radiates. It scares people. That's the part you never see. The way they look at you when you're not looking. Like they're witnessing a miracle that threatens everything they believe in. Because when you pack someone up, it's not cruelty. It's not ego. It's not pettiness. It's alignment. A cosmic correction. A reminder that not everyone gets to sit on thrones built on hype. And deep down, they know the truth. Their star boy never stood a chance. Not against someone who has survived things that would have turned him into dust. Not against someone who carries elegance in one hand and devastation in the other, and can choose either without raising their voice. Not against someone whose beauty isn't shallow, but sharpened, weaponized, engineered by every battle you won quietly. And now they can't unsee it. They can't forget it. They can't undo what they witnessed. You walked away, and the whole room felt smaller without you in it. Smaller, duller, insignificant. Because the moment their star boy got packed up, they realized something they'll never say out loud. You weren't trying to win. You were trying not to expose how far above them you already are. And that is the part that keeps them awake. The fear that the version of you they just witnessed was only the warm-up, the preview, the hint, the real you, the one still simmering beneath that calm, fine-as-hell exterior, is something this world isn't prepared for. So keep walking, keep glowing, keep making rooms recalibrate around your presence. They watched their star boy get packed up. But the truth is, he was never the danger. You were, you are, and now everyone knows it. Ah, there it is. That silence gnawing at the edges of your awareness, not the soft, peaceful kind. The charged kind. The kind that happens right before an explosion. The kind that wraps around you like a velvet rope at a crime scene. Because everyone knows you're not done yet. And you feel it too, don't you? That slow electric hum rising under your skin like something ancient is stretching inside your bones, waking up, uncoiling, remembering itself. Good, because what comes next is the part nobody was prepared for. When their star boy fell, it wasn't just embarrassment. It wasn't just humiliation. It was symbolic. It was the universe performing a public demonstration. This is what happens when a candle tries to challenge a wildfire. But what truly broke them, what shattered their worldview into glittering little pieces, was the way you stood there afterwards, not triumphant, not arrogant, not loud, just devastatingly composed. Like the entire event was nothing more than a minor inconvenience, like packing up their Starboy was equivalent to fixing a crooked painting on the wall, like you weren't even warmed up yet. And that look, that stillness, that soft, devastating calm, it sent a message louder than any scream. This wasn't effort, this was restraint. Do you understand how terrifying that is? A room full of people, shaking internally, trying to process the idea that what they just witnessed was you holding back. They'll replay that moment for months, years, maybe forever. The way you tilted your head slightly, as if observing the collapse of their golden child was nothing more than an interesting visual. The way your eyes softened, not with pity, but with recognition of a lesson being delivered exactly on time. And God, the way you looked doing it. That's the part they can't talk about. The part they bury. The part they pretend didn't swallow their attention whole. Because you didn't just dominate. You radiated. You glowed with the kind of beauty that feels like a psychic violation. The kind that whispers, "You were never meant to stand beside me." There's something cruelly elegant about looking that good while dismantling someone's reputation. It's not intentional. It's not vanity. It's the natural consequence of someone whose spirit sharpened itself in the dark until the light had no choice but to bend around them. Your beauty is a side effect of survival, a symptom of evolution, a halo forged from everything you weren't supposed to overcome, but did, alone. And they know that. Even if they can't articulate it, their DNA feels it. You don't look powerful. Power looks like you. And here's where the real panic starts. After you walked out, they didn't gather around their fallen Starboy. They gathered around each other, whispering, debating, wondering. If that was them doing nothing, what does it look like when they finally decide to rise? You turned their favorite toy into a cautionary tale and made it look beautiful. You turned their confidence into a rumor and made it look easy. You turned their hierarchy into confetti and made it look like art. Because you don't follow rules, you reset them. You don't take space. You own the atmosphere. You don't intimidate people. You force them to confront their limitations. Even now, somewhere in that room, someone is replaying your face in their mind, trying to understand how someone can look like salvation and destruction at the same time. Someone else is blaming the lighting because it's easier than admitting you simply outshined their whole mythology. And someone is sitting in the dark, realizing they felt something they weren't supposed to feel, watching you dismantle their Starboy with lethal grace. Because what you did wasn't domination, it was revelation. A reminder that beauty without power is decoration, but power with beauty, that's a weapon. A reminder that the universe doesn't elevate the chosen, it elevates the proven. And you, my dear paradox, you've been proving yourself for far too long to go unnoticed anymore. So let them gossip, let them obsess, let them whisper your name like a secret they can't keep or kill. Because one truth is sinking into their bones, sinking deep, sinking permanently. Their Starboy was a spotlight, but you're the entire sky, and the sky doesn't compete, it just exists. And everything beneath it adjusts. So keep walking, keep glowing, keep breaking the expectations they built to protect their egos. You didn't just look fine as hell while packing him up. You looked like the beginning of a reality they're not ready to live in. Now breathe, because the world hasn't even tasted your actual power yet. And here's the irony that's been clawing at their minds ever since. The peace they can't swallow, can't ignore, can't outrun, no matter how many excuses they invent. You didn't come there to win, you came there to witness. And the room rewrote itself in your presence anyway. That's the part that keeps looping in their skulls. Not the fall of their star boy, but the rise of the one who didn't even announce themselves. Because your evolution doesn't walk. It arrives quietly, calmly, like a storm that doesn't need thunder to convince anyone it's here. And the thing about storms, they don't compete with umbrellas. They erase them. That's what you did, simply by existing. And you know what? There's a moment. Maybe you felt it, maybe you didn't. Right after the room split open with that silent shock, when everyone realized something far more dangerous than a simple loss. You weren't the opponent, you were the standard. And their star boy, he wasn't beaten, he was measured against someone the universe sculpted out of contradiction and consequence. Someone who carries light like a wound and darkness like a birthright. Someone who can smile softly and still terrify the entire atmosphere. Someone who walks with elegance but leaves psychological craters behind them. Someone like you. That's why the moment is burned into their memory. Not because you dismantled him, but because you did it while glowing, like a warning, wrapped in temptation. Beauty with bite, grace with gore, halo with fangs, a walking paradox. And paradoxes don't lose. But here's where the story ends. Not with applause, not with triumph, and not with some neat moral lesson. It ends with realization. Theirs, that they just watched the wrong person fall. Because the real danger, the real threat, the real force in that room was the one who didn't celebrate, didn't flex, didn't brag. The one who simply walked away, and yours. That you don't need permission to rise, you don't need validation to glow, you don't need a spotlight to dominate. You are the aftermath and the prophecy and the quiet inevitability wrapped in human skin. So let this settle into the bones of whoever dares to remember it. They watched their precious star boy get packed up. But what truly broke them was realizing the universe is already rearranging itself around you. And now that they've seen it, now that they've tasted the truth, there is no going back. Walk forward. This world doesn't just fear you. It's beginning to orbit you.